So in this video, I'm gonna help you answer the question on whether you should cut or whether you should bulk, and this is regardless if you're doing calisthenics or weight training or combining the two. I'm also gonna be doing a follow-up video on how you can cut and bulk when it comes to your nutrition and when it comes to your training, so you guys can maximize whichever one that you're going to be focusing on. So make sure you subscribe for that. Let's jump straight into the video. So when it comes to answering the question of whether you should cut or whether you should bulk, there isn't a universal yes or no. There's gonna be different situations for different people, depending on where you are in your training or what your lifestyle is like. And what I'm gonna do in this video to help sort of you guys to pick which one's gonna be the right one for you is I'm gonna be going through different categories of different situations where I think these people should be able to cut or whether these people should bulk, and then you guys can determine which sort of category best fits your situation. But if you find the situations and the things that I talk about in this video do not apply to you, please make sure to comment down below and I'll try and help you on a personal level. So let's have a look at those categories. So the first category I wanna look at, and this is sort of like a priority for health, is for any of you who are overweight, obese, or carrying a large amount of body fat. The primary focus should be to lose weight. The most important thing you should be focusing on is your health, because being overweight or being obese is a huge risk factor for lots of different diseases. So the primary focus of fitness, although it is great to learn how to do a deadlift or lift a certain amount of weight or do a number of pull-ups, the primary focus of our fitness should be to improve the quality of our life and improve the longevity of our life and our overall health. So if you're someone who is overweight or obese, your primary focus should be to lose weight as fast as you possibly can, but make it sustainable as you get closer to healthier body weights, and make sure that you're still doing some form of weight training so you can build muscle and help make it easier to maintain a healthy body weight. So the next category I want to look at is skinny fat, and this is a very, very popular question among people who find themselves to be skinny fat, is should I cut or should I bulk? Because they'll look at their body and kind of squidge around quite a lot of body fat, and they probably think, if I was to lose this body fat, would I look better? Would I look lean? Most cases, the reason why you're skinny fat is actually because you have little muscle mass. So your primary focus actually should be to probably do a bulk. At least primarily when I'm talking about a bulk is ideally a clean bulk, but there are some people that struggle to get the amount of calories in. So adding in a little bit of junk food can actually help getting enough calories, but you don't want to be eating a huge amount of calories that you put on weight quickly. However, you want to put yourself in a calorie surplus so you're able to build muscle, because once you build muscle, it's going to give you that shape. It's going to give you that ability that once you eventually start to do a cut, you're going to have some muscles to unleash. So if you're skinny fat, my primary thing for you would be to do a bulk. So sort of next category I want to look at is people that are sort of maybe have an average body, or maybe someone who's deconditioned, someone who doesn't have a bad amount of muscle actually on them, but they've started to gain a little bit of fat. Maybe they've started to grow a bit of a pot belly, maybe because of what's been going on. People are sat down more, they're not exercising as much. Maybe they're busy because they've got children, they're not able to get to the gym as much, and they've actually started to gain a little bit of body fat. What you really want to do is to do a cut, whether it's a mini cut for a couple of weeks to a month, maybe it's a little bit longer. You still want to maintain some form of resistance training to be able to maintain that muscle. However, you'll probably find you'll be able to do a little bit better, or actually unleash what muscle you've got under there if you cut away that body fat. And at least, even if you don't go as low to be able to show off any abs or anything like that, be able to cut that body fat off you is actually going to give you a little bit of shape and make you feel a little bit better. So if you have that kind of body shape, maybe like a dad bod, you're probably best doing a cut first. So the next category I want to look at is someone who's a complete noob to training. If you're someone who's a complete beginner, focus on maybe putting yourself at a calorie surplus to put yourself in a prime position, because most things that you're going to do, if you do it well, you do it with good form and you make it progressive, you're going to find it very, very easy for the first 6 months to a year to be able to build muscle. So my advice to you is to spend time putting yourself in a sort of a clean bulk, focus on resistance training, and try and build as much muscle as you possibly can. If you're finding you're putting on a little bit of extra too much fat, putting on weight a bit too quickly, just monitor, maybe cut back on your calories or start adding in a little bit of cardio to sort of make up that difference. But ideally, if you're a noob, I would focus on a bulk. So the next thing I want to focus on is going to be on performance. If you're someone who's predominantly focusing on whether they should do a cut or bulk, or their training and their nutrition revolves around performance-based sort of pursuits, if you're someone who's going after strength, I recommend being in a bulk or at least a calorie surplus, because you're going to be burning a lot of calories. You want to make sure that you've got enough calories on you that you're able to maintain this performance and this intensity that you're putting in. The last thing you want to do if you're focused on performance and improving yourself is putting yourself in a cut, because your energy is going to cut back and your performance is going to dip with that. However, if we look at sort of performance when it comes to calisthenics, in most cases you're probably better doing a cut depending on what body fat you are at now. But if you actually reduce weight, it can actually improve your calisthenics, because your body weight is your resistance. So the lighter you are, the easier you're going to find stuff like pull-ups, push-ups, dips, things like this is going to be easier, especially if you're someone that's interested in doing skills. So actually losing weight when it comes to calisthenics is actually going to be a benefit. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next video.